Okay, 2169, good luck. So we've not played before, we have no head-to-head score. Let's play Sicilian for this one, just for some variety. 3,500 games for my opponent, and 2,230 in rapid 700 games, so similar to what I've done. How do we want to do this? Let's just develop. Okay, I think we're okay to take that. See, I'm not a Sicilian player, so I think bishop up and bishop up are fine. I don't think there's particularly anything else. I think we just trade off, but with black we're just trying to equalize the position. So I think trade, and queen up is okay, I think. Or even potentially knight up, but oh, he just takes, okay. So you might want to push down, but I'm still going to take in the principled way towards the center. So he's just trying to castle, which is what we're going to be doing as well. We could strike out, but I'm looking at knight going like this way and use the knight as a blockader, rather than going here to be a target. So I'm going to put the knight this way, just to get ready for a quick attack coming. I don't think there's a Greek gift idea on rapidly, I don't think so. But do I strike out in the middle anyway then? I think I should. I don't think I'll get another chance to, so I'm going to strike out in the center. It's whether he wants to push the pawn on or not, and then we'll probably end up with still knight across. So let's take. But again, now you've got to obviously watch out for the Greek gift idea, but I don't think it works if there's only the queen to come in. If the knight was over on f3, it'd be a lot more dangerous. But he'll still be trying to figure out if that's worth risking or not. But right now, I think we're okay to take. Check him back. And he'd have to bring the knight across. Or bring the rook around, something like that. Takes here. Probably go with the knight. Yeah, he does take, so I think we'll go with the knight. Again, I still don't think this is on right now. But doesn't mean it won't become on. Knight down, I think bishop back seems fine. And again, I still don't think the knight is quite close enough for the Greek gift. So the bishop and the queen would be covering the further knight jump. But I suspect that's what he's working out. He's trying to see if he can make the sacrifice work. Okay, so he plays across. I don't think I can risk giving up an exchange, but I do have maybe bishop up to annoy the rook. And if over, maybe the simple queen up. No, knight down, check, move. And queen up could be an idea. So bishop up might be a move here. Rook across, got issues. Knight takes, queen takes, bishop takes, rook I don't like. Although is that actually an idea though? Take. If you take, I've got bishop up to hit his rook. No, I can take back here. Lose a queen, gain a queen. Lose a rook. Bishop up. Hit the rook. I could throw a knight check in as well, couldn't I? I'm going to go for it. It might be bad, but I'm going to go for it. It makes it interesting. It mixes the game up. Oh, he's taken. So I can check first, or I can just take. Check and then take. He takes here. I've got no hit on his rook, have I? So I'm just going to take and bishop up. If he takes, I'll be stepping away and then trusting that I can survive with the bishop down. If I blundered it, I blundered it. That's just chess. It happens. I think I'm threatening potentially takes here as well. But I think he's got the move king takes rather than rook takes. So I expect he'll take. I'll play bishop up. Very risky line I've gone for here. I probably shouldn't have done it. It's probably better for white, but it's done. It's only blitz chess, isn't it? If you lose a game, you just move on and get on with another one. he'd be trying to figure out as well, if he just takes my knight, can he trap my rook? Possibly we'll find out. Okay, so he has done it. So I can check and then develop, but he just simply comes away. But then I've got a knight check here, right? So that could be the move as well. Here, what does he do? So he moves his rook. I've still got knight check. I think it's the move, because I hit the bishop and I hit the rook. The would-be bishop takes as a nice trap, potentially, but he can take with a king. And I don't think I've got any follow-up. Okay, we've got a little bit of time on the clock to use now. You see, my pawn's over 2200 in rapid, so he's perfectly capable of playing very good chess and quickening up and so on. Okay, so take, the king will take, and he's covered the check. Knight check first must be a mistake, so we've got to just take our exchange back, and I assume we just drop the knight back. Here takes check doesn't do anything. Got to be bad to go that way. So let's just drop the knight back. So we're level material again now, but he's got a bishop against our knight. We need to give our king some sort of square, don't we? Or bishop up might be a move here. Hit the pawn. If he comes in, I just take. I want to give my king some sort of square just to deal with the potential back rank issue. Even though he's still got the light squared bishop, of course, he's got both bishops, so it's a little bit awkward. Okay, he comes forward. I'm just looking at going forward here, but then my knight's a bit tricky, isn't it? But it's a move. It gives me a chance to potentially check. It plants my bishop. Just got to not forget about this now. So he's come over. So check or back. Actually, I like the idea of just going back, and then we're threatening to take and win a pawn, I think, if he retreats. Depends where he goes, but I think we might be threatening to take the pawn now. Okay, so I think we can grab a pawn. If he takes, he undermines the defense of his bishops, well, both of them. Okay, well, I can check there and take here. So check, across, check, takes, check. My knight is trapped, but I've got a pawn, so it must be worth the risk. Let's do it. I can double his pawns up, can't I? And then I've got a pass pawn here. So this should be winning for me. And then just try and plant our pass pawn. He's got to stay back to protect the pawn, so it should be cleanly winning. He can never step further forward without our pawn running, and we just plant it here basically and run the king. Yeah, just plant the pawn. He cannot step another square forward without our pawn just simply marching up. So that's a really, really good win. So be interesting to see what the engine said as to whether we played the opening correct or not. Like I say, I'm not a Sicilian player, just a little bit of occasional variety there. They're the move times. We had 31 moves. So we'll see how the engine says we actually played it, whether we messed the opening up or not. As you can see, we're definitely better in the end game there, so that was well played. And it's about level here. Flat line out of the opening, so it's all flat line until this point. So where did it change? Oh, it was, yeah, so we did play it well. So it's only in this position here when he's taken the bishop back. Should have ignored it and pushed, and we just gained a pawn. So this out of the opening was all okay then. You can see here, we're just staying flatline level all the way through. So for an opening I don't play as a specialist opening at all. I've played this pretty well. So this was the move I was curious about, wasn't it? So you can turn the engine on. So the engine is suggesting bishop a6 first, knight takes c3 second, bishop to b7 third. It's just, you know, very, very close on the evals, but it was the correct move to take. So that was good to know. And it's still just flatline level. In this position again, the engine prefers, but it's saying it's level actually, knight to e2 check first, or just take back like I did. Different lines. You can take your time and click through the moves and see what the engine says, but it looks like we played a pretty good game. So what were our actual figures? Yeah, 93% versus 83% accuracy, 16 and 35 center pawn loss. My average in blitz is like 40 odd. So a good game. And then we've managed to win a pawn here, and it was just a mistake there. That's the blunder from our opponent, allowing this knight check. And yeah, it was the right line to go for, and then we've managed to double his pawns up. So again, the right move, and then there's no way for him to break through. We just plant our pawn, and his king can never step further forward without the pawn just running. So we played that really well, very good, excellent.